Good day. I am meteorologist Eric Donten on the day watch at the Fleetweather Ocean Routing Center in New York. Today is January 25th at about 12:55 GMT. So today we'll be taking a look at the two tropical systems we currently have in the South Indian Ocean basin. So we have Tropical Cyclone 08S or Candice, which is currently just to the southeast of Mauritius, as well as Tropical Cyclone 6S or Anggrek, which is currently located near 15 south, 90 east. So here, taking a look at the latest official forecasted track from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center for Tropical Cyclone Candice, we can see the system is currently just to the southeast of Mauritius and is expected to track southeastward for the next 12 to 24 hours or so, and then turn more to the south-southwest for the following couple days, and then a curve back to the southeast as possible in the longer range. And we can see some strengthening is expected, reaching a peak intensity of 65 knots by 2612Z, with then some gradual weakening expected thereafter. So taking a look at the latest satellite image of the system from the SIMS website, and if I overlay the wind shear, we can see that right now the system is currently in an area of favorable wind shear and is expected to remain in this area for about the next 12 to 24 hours, which is why we are expecting some strengthening of the system. And then in the longer term, we can see here that the system starts to get into some very high wind shear values, which is why we then expect weakening after that 2612Z time period. And just taking a look at the latest GFS ensembles from the 0Z model run, again, we can see good agreement on the southeast to south-southwest track with, again, a recurve possible to the southeast and even northeast in the long term. But it should be noted by this time, the system is expected to be very weak and likely just a remnant low. And the European ensembles from the 0Z run are in very good agreement with the GFS ensembles as well. So now moving on to Tropical Cyclone 6S or Anggrek. Again, the system is currently near 15 south, 90 east, and is expected to continue on a general west-southwest to southwest track over the next several days. We can see some gradual intensification is expected over the next few days, reaching a peak intensity of about 105 knots by 2860, basis this latest advisory from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Taking a look at the latest satellite imagery for this system, we can also see the system is in low wind shear values presently and is expected to remain in low to moderate wind shear values over the next several days, which is why we are expecting some intensification of this system as well over the next few days. Looking at the 0Z GFS ensembles, again in quite good agreement, at least through about day 4 or so, 96 hours out. Beyond that, looking like the system may possibly take more of a south to southeast turn. However, there are some ensemble members that take the system off more to the west as well. And some of this is due to the possibility of another tropical system forming by later in the weekend into next week, which I'll show more shortly. But basically the two may interact with each other, and that's why the long range track of the system is more uncertain. So finally here, taking a look at the 0Z operational GFS model run and just some of the sea conditions as well associated with these systems. So again, we have Candice located here to the southeast of the Mascarene Islands, and this is Anggrek over here. So we can see both systems have some very rough to high seas in association with them. And Candice definitely having a much bigger area affected with very rough to high seas, especially by late 26th, early 27th, when it's kind of expected to be at its peak intensity. So definitely something to monitor for any vessels that are on west or eastbound routes, say from the African Capes to Sunda Strait, as both these systems could impact vessel routes depending on their exact location. The good thing is, being that Candice is now moving Further to the south, it is getting away from the main shipping lanes between the African Capes and Malacca Strait, which is a good thing for vessels on that type of route. So now as we go further forward in time, here is the other system I was talking about potentially forming here well to the east of northern Madagascar by early Sunday. And we can see that that may interact with Anggrek by that time. So again, this is something we'll have to closely watch. And if the system does form, that would be something to keep an eye on for any vessels in the main shipping lanes between the African Capes and Malacca Strait. So again, we'll have to closely monitor as we head into next week, being it is a long-range forecast and subject to change. But that sums up today's discussion on the South Indian Ocean tropics. So please make sure you subscribe to our channel and follow us on LinkedIn to receive all the latest weather and routing news. Once again, this is Meteorologist Eric Donten from the Fleetweather Ocean Routing Center. Stay connected and safe.